Hi, in this video I will give you a short introduction to LIDA, the Ultimate Music Library Data Management Program. I'll give you a brief summary of why LIDA, I'll show you what it can currently do, where we are headed with it, when we hope to release it, and what we're looking for in the future. First, why LIDA? Having dealt with music libraries for more than 55 years, first as a student music librarian, then as a college orchestra librarian, then as a high school band director, and now as a community band director, I have a pretty good idea of what kinds of information people need to know about their music libraries. Most people keep information about their music libraries in word processing documents, in spreadsheets, or even in text documents, but they do keep this information. Unfortunately, none of these platforms is the right tool for the job. The right tool is really a database, and that's exactly what LIDA is. Unfortunately, most people's eyes glaze over when someone talks to them about using, or worse, building a database program, and those people who are expert in doing this usually don't have music library experience, and most often they don't know how to interact with normal people, meaning people who aren't computer geeks. LIDA aims to solve all of these issues. LIDA will make it super easy for normal people to use while hiding all its immense power behind very understandable interfaces. With the help of, first, our testing team, and later on, feedback from users, we want LIDA to be able to answer pretty much any question a music director or an organization's music librarian can ask about their library. You'll see more on that in a few moments. What LIDA can do, and this is as of December 2019. First, you should know that LIDA is currently in the alpha phase of development. This means we are still in the initial development phases with several key functionalities not yet operational. We hope to enter the beta testing phase in the first quarter of 2020. First, all the limited selection items are kept in editable lists. For example, this is a list of the various possible instrumentations. Each user can edit this list to accommodate their own needs as they can every other list in this section. You can also edit the list of styles and genres, as you can see here. There's also a list of featured instruments in case you want to see a list of tunes featuring, say, the trombone or the xylophone. There's also a list of the types of scores each listing can have. And there is a list of possible paper sizes, which has been important for knowing whether a tune is march-sized or on giant paper or some other size. Besides all the lists, we have a section on managing the actual listings. The top button will allow you to add a new listing, but this button is not yet fully functional. It will be functional before the beta test begins. The second button in this section is the main listing display of the whole program. On this form, you can see all of the listings, and you can enter new listings or edit any existing listing. You can see here that in our testing data, we have more than 23,000 listings, which is probably more than most music libraries have, yet the program still operates pretty much instantaneously. Also on this screen, you can do right-click sorting. For example, if you wanted to sort listings alphabetically by composer, you simply right-click on the composer and select Sort A to Z. Or you can do right-click filtering. In this case, I right-click on Arranger Stewart, W, and select equals Stewart, W, and now we can see we have all the listings with this person as the arranger. In this case, there are 520 of them. Also down at the bottom, you can tell when the results have been filtered because there will be a pink background behind the word filtered. That's a button. Click that button and it turns off the filter. As another example, let's say we want to see only those listings that have comments. First, let's find a listing that has no comment. Then we will right-click in the comments field and select does not equal blank. And we can instantly see that we have 15,692 listings with comments. As we click on various listings in the grid, we can see the comments for each tune. Our full listing entry and edit screen has some nice elemental query capabilities, such as sorting and filtering, but the true power of LIDA is in the Search Database section on the Search All Listings button. Clicking this button takes you to the Query Builder screen. At this stage of development, you can enter up to 5 parameters as all of them, or any of them, and you will see the results that match your query. Notice the phrasing of all the user interface elements. The screen says, "Show me the listings where," and then gives you the option to specify conditions. If you don't set any conditions and you click the Show the Results button to the screen, you will get all of the listings, because there's no conditions, in this case more than 23,000 of them. Let's close that results screen and add a simple query where composer contains John. Notice it says contains, which means if the letters for John, J-O-H-N, occurs anywhere in the listed composer's name, it will be a match. You can see this query now gives us 146 matches out of our more than 23,000 listings. Let's close this results and add another condition. We click the plus sign beside the first condition row to enable the second row, then set Arranger contains N-O-W. When we view those results, we can see we now have 7 results where the composer contains the letters John and the arranger contains N-O-W. In this case, it's mostly NOAC. Let's close these results and change the All button to Any. This is the equivalent of changing it from and to or. When we view the results, we can see we now have 502 results because we searched for listings where the composer contains John or the arranger contains N-O-W. Back on the Query Builder page, when we drop down the first selector, we can see pretty much any data field in the listings can be compared. Let's clear the form and search for all listings with a full score, where the type score is full score. And we can see we have 4 listings as results. The power and ability of what you can do with this query builder is limited pretty much only by your imagination. So where are we headed with LIDA? First, we want to get LIDA to full functional capability for the beta testers. We will add the ability to produce printable query reports, and we will very probably add a second query group on the Query Builder page. Adding this second query group will allow the user to build much more complex queries, such as, show me all the listings where the composer contains Sousa and the instrumentation is for concert band and the style is patriotic. In addition to all those ands, include the conditions where the type score is a full score or the type score is a condensed score. While LIDA is initially built for a lending library, which is why we have 23,000 listings in the sample data, we also recognize that there are far more potential users among performing organizations. So we will provide a way to alter the user interface so the user can select whether to see screens optimized for a performing organization or optimized for a lending library. Once we get into the beta test phase, we will ask our beta testers to, first, try to break LIDA. We want you to put in all sorts of really outlandish data. Find all the potential bugs in the system before it's released and help us to fix them before they go wild. Second, we want our beta testers to give us honest feedback on the user experience. The goal is to make LIDA supremely easy for anyone to use, even those volunteer librarians who have no computer skills at all. We want all suggestions on how to make it as easy as possible to understand and to use. Beta tester feedback will hopefully get us there. Third, we want our beta testers to make all the suggestions they can think of for future upgrades to LIDA. There's no way that one person or even a team of a few people can think of all possible uses for this program. Our beta test team and later on our live users are always encouraged to send us their suggestions on how to improve the functionality of LIDA. The best and most applicable suggestions will, of course, be incorporated into future versions of LIDA. So what is the anticipated release date for LIDA? If we're being really optimistic, we would hope to release LIDA version 1.0 in the second quarter of 2020. Realistically, it might be later, maybe in the third quarter of 2020. What do we have in LIDA's future? First, we want to recruit a good team of beta testers. Ideally, these will be people with many years of experience with music libraries, people who have run into frustrations managing their library's data, and who are willing to help us build the ultimate music library data management system. Second, we want LIDA to operate flawlessly. This means timely and accurate bug reports, if any, and the user experience feedback. Third, we want to expand the capabilities of LIDA so it eventually does anything and everything a music director or a music librarian could want it to do. Finally, we hope to make it so good, LIDA will become the must-have application for all music libraries and librarians. If you or someone you know would like to be a part of helping develop this program, please see our BA tester page on lida.dev.